So we are back in another game on Arena. It's kind of a nice map, and after the last game we saw from, well, Chris and Fedex, I really decided we have to watch another Chris game, because Chris didn't really have to do a lot in it. Fedex kind of dominated that entire game, just from the get-go. Once, as soon as he hit castle and they got that gate open, it was pretty much GG there. Monk Rush from him was absolutely amazing, and like I said, remember to check out Fedex's Twitch channel. The guy is pretty amazing. He's also got a YouTube channel as well, and I believe it's Fedex Plays, so check that one out as well. I don't know if he's still uploading to it or not. I haven't checked in a while, and that's kind of a bad on my part. I probably should have before I said that. Anyway, definitely check those two out. Pretty easy. Yeah, I think that's all I've got for the post-game. Well, pre-game at any rate. Alright, so let's have a look at who we've got. In the green playing as the mines, we have Chris, or in this game, RVK Orcus, more commonly known as Chris, and probably what he's best known as, so we're going to call him Chris. Over in the red playing as the Aztecs, we have Fedex, and playing under Federikov, but we're going to call him Fedex, because again, it's probably what he's best known as. So, interesting matchup. We've got both some Meso Civs here, and a little bit of idle time there from Fedex, but not too much, so it's okay at this stage. But against Chris can kind of destroy you for idle time like that. But anyway, we will see how this one plays out. Borlua is in. Chris's Borlua is in as well, and just keeping it interested there to finish off the sheep. Some actually real smart play from Chris there. If you don't know what he was actually doing there, he was actually just trying to keep the boar in the same spot so he could finish off getting all the food off that sheep and potentially not wasting any of it. As well, probably something else I should mention, Chris actually wrote a full book on AOC. I did mention this in the last video, and I went to sleep before I put in the description, so there will be a description in this one that does have a link there, so you can check that out, and it's like 100+ pages of AOC goodness from one of the guys who's been in this game and winning tournaments pretty much since before I was even playing this game. So again, some great actual micro there from Chris on this boar, trying to get the maximum food off these as he can, which is really important in a, well, kind of a Civ war in a way. They've got kind of the same limitations, but we'll go over that in a sec. Let's check out the map just while waiting. Both players should be going feudal age shortly, probably around between 22, 26 maybe. We'll see what they decide to do. Anyway, Fedex having his first gold here, another one here, plus a stone over on this gate. Does have a gold here in the middle, and off that note, let's just check here. Both the walls are pretty much touching here, so this is going to make it quite an interesting game, because it's really, we've got 4 areas, and it's potential that you're not going to be able to take the middle, because if you do drop a castle here, they can still come around here. If you drop a castle here, they can come around here. Fair enough. Anyway, another stone over in the back. So, going to be interesting to see what both players decide to do here. Chris got a gold in the back, another gold even further in the back. Stone over here, which is going to be pretty unharassable, and then this one over here, which again, going to need archers or crossbows to be able to get the range onto these guys. So, Chris playing his mines, most likely going to go for a castle drop, as we know. Castle drop into plumed archers into victory. Pretty much how that one works. However, for Fedex, it's going to be a little bit of a different story here. He was playing as Aztecs, and Aztecs against mines aren't really, it's not a nice matchup at all. Aztecs do have quite decent trash, of course. They've got their mega pikemen, they're pretty much full upgraded skirmishers. I think they are full upgraded skirmishers, actually. But on that, it can be kind of a hard, difficult matchup, because you've got no real counter except for skirmishers, because you don't have any of the knight line, the scout line there to really help out, and of course you don't have camels as well, but against archers that's not really going to be too helpful, especially against a Meso Civ. But anyway, saying that, you've got access to nothing with 4 legs, so it really does make this matchup a little bit harder to play. So Fedex, really what he's going to have to do here is maybe mass skirmishes and push, could potentially castle drop his opponent and go into siege, because Aztecs do have decent siege, and that's actually probably going to be his best option. If he does drop a castle, he's not going to be able to produce Jaguar Warriors, because they'll just die against the plumed archers. But if he drops a castle and goes for skirmishes, he can definitely push. The other option, of course, being skirmisher battering ram, skirmisher mangonel, especially the fact they get up all the way up to siege on you, that's kind of helpful. But I don't think there's really a lot else he can do. And that's the problem with this matchup for him. He's got to really figure out what he's doing. And until he does, he's going to be in a little bit of trouble. I'm just trying to think if there's anything else. I don't know. We'll see what he decides to go for when we go to castle. We can make some better assessments from there. Anyway, Chris looks like, yep, heaps of villagers on stone, moving those villagers forward. Looks like he's just about ready to drop a castle. Saying that, If I refresh this, will it refresh the resources, or... Yep, there we go. 520 stone there, not 200. Could have been looking at Fedex either way, I'm not exactly sure. Fedex going up as well. What's his plan? He has no plan. He's getting a monastery out, so he could try to smush, putting a town center up on this gold. Not going to be too helpful, considering there's a castle about to come up here that he doesn't know about yet. He shouldn't know about. We'll actually wait till that's dropped for him to see it and see how he reacts to it if he decides to cancel this. Or, and then it's the castle and no cancel. Alright. So, castle coming out, we'll be able to hit that town center maybe after the first or second range upgrade, which are pretty early, I would say, as Mayans in this case. And there's the blacksmith there, not where I thought it was. Anyway, castle coming up. Fedex going to really be in a bit of an issue here and going for 2 town centers. I don't know if it's because he's got so little wood or if he wants to go up faster. How much? If he gets up to 275 wood and doesn't put one down, he's going. I reckon he's going for a fast imp. Because he's not putting down another town center, and the reason you wouldn't do that is if you want to be going into full like aggro and dropping heaps of stuff and you don't have the resources to keep producing villages because of course your town center will be idle. Going for a double monastery here. I reckon he's going fast imp. I reckon that's his goal in life right now, but we'll see how that goes. However, in this kind of play so far, what we can see is Fedex definitely has the economy advantage, whereas Chris is going to have the definite military advantage. And saying that, there's actually a second town center just up for Chris, so the economy advantage is kind of balanced right now. Saying that, though, we do have Fedex collecting all the relics, and it looks like he's going to get that third one down over here as well. Did he try and kill that monk? No. Looks like he's scouting those relics are gone, though. Anyway, Fedex not really having any kind of advantage in this game so far. Chris got his 2 town centers up. He's nice and happy with that. Saying that, plumed archers are actually in the base right now. Imagine to get 1 convert. And... oh, just getting... I reckon that's 1 HP. Definitely 1 HP. And trying to get out of there. Getting a little bit of damage on these guys, because why not? Monks can always heal it. No biggie. Anyway, seeing him push around this side could potentially do some damage over here and here. Wolof is coming around here, could potentially see it across here as well. But Chris really getting in here with the aggressive, which is interesting. The fact that he's gone up to 2 town centers as well really just negates any of the effect of Fedex's 2 town centers. And by that I don't mean that he's not producing villages, I mean that saying that he's probably going to lose 1 or... yeah, he's definitely going to lose a second. Saying that is kind of equaling him on terms of economy. Meaning that it's not really that big a deal that Fedex is on 2. He's not going to be getting any further ahead because of it. Sure, it went up a little bit earlier, but that's going to make the difference of probably like 1 or 2 villages, and he just killed off 2, so he's happy. Doesn't even matter. Losing 1 plumed archer there, potentially going to kill off this monk. No, he's just going to... oh, he's just going to run right past it. He's not going to take that last shot on it because I don't know. Ooh, getting a second monk there. Definitely thinning out the monk numbers. It's going to be nice if Fedex decides to drop us forward Siege Workshop and try and smush his way in and do a bit of damage there. Or just mush in this case. No smush, it's mush. Or amush. I don't know. Depending on how we want to word it. Well, definitely not word it, because amush and smush definitely aren't words. Smush could be a word. As in, like, I smushed the fly. I don't know, I'll look that one up later. Yeah, look in the description to find out if it's a real word or not after. Town center slowly getting killed off here. Of course, that range upgrade on it, allowing it to hit it. And repairers at the moment, repairers are not something you want, especially if you're trying to fast imp, which, looking at the resources, what he's trying to do. It's because essentially there's 2 idle villages and you're investing resources into this town center rebuild, which is really lowering your wood count, which means when you get to that point you're going to have a little bit less wood, so it's going to make it a little bit harder to go into military. But I reckon it'll probably die eventually. We'll just see how that goes though. Saying that, Fedex nearly with the resources to advance, just going to need to drop a siege workshop, university, or castle, or something if he wants to go up. Saying that he has the resources now, and this looks like, yep, there's the siege workshop. Going to be able to get the mangonel out to try and defend as well, so handy in more than one way. Chris deciding to take this gold in the middle because why not? He may as well. Every bit of gold he gets off there is gold Fedex isn't going to be able to use. Plus he's got this nice little one here in the back, which is guarded by this wolf. Saying though, Chris is doing a real bang-up job here. Fedex going up though, so I don't know exactly how much this is going to help though. Here's the thing. He can get elite skirmisher, yes. He can get bracer, yes. He can get chemistry, yes. But they are all things that take time. And those kind of upgrades are something he doesn't have time for, particularly. It's not like he's going to get to Imp and be able to completely steamroll like he can with Turks, because you get the free chemistry, which allows you to immediately start production of hand cannons, which is so good to use. But without it, chemistry would have to be researched, so it would take, what, like the minute and a half it takes to do chemistry or whatever it takes. It's definitely a long research, but that's just taking off time for your opponent to be able to kind of defend. One thing he can do, though, is drop a castle here in defense to be able to defend this gold, and he can get a trebuchet out and he can start pushing out with them. And there's not really a lot of things plumed archers can do against them, because of course they will just be running into the castle fire, and you know, they have that 1 PS armor to start off with, but it's still only 1 against a castle which has a base of what, like 11 attack. So not particularly too nice. Fedex starting to get his own little arsenal here as well. Castle coming up in defense, there we go. Plumed archers might actually be able to stop it, and if they... Ooh, 1, 2... How many is he gonna get? 3. Come on, get a 4th. Getting 3. That's not looking good at all. Potentially gonna run in, get a 4th, and run out. Ooh, getting a monk. Getting 2 monks. Losing some plumed archers, but it's not too bad right now. Saying that though, Fedex starting to build up quite a force of plumed archers here. Losing another villager. What's that? It's like 5. Losing another monk. Didn't get a convert. Eagle warrior going down. Chris really doing well here on the delay tactics. He's delayed this castle coming up by a lot. Fedex only just going to hit Imperial. Can't immediately get a trebuchet out. Chris going Imperial already. And 81 population to him compared to Fedex on 60. You can pretty much see how this game's going. And on that note as well, Chris actually going up to a 3rd town center before imping. Meaning that his economy is probably better than Fedex's now anyway. Trebuchet is on its way out. Interesting to see how Chris decides to actually deal with that one, because of course it's most likely going to be sitting probably here, so it's not like he's going to be able to exactly storm it with Eagle Warriors or do anything. He's really just going to have to repair until he gets it up, because I don't think he wants to be pushed back to his base right now. Ooh, Trebuchet in a bad position there, actually being attacked by the castle. Definitely a bad move on Fedex's side there. Sending in a villager to actually repair it, killing it off. And gonna get that monk? No. Might actually kill this trebuchet off. And villager getting targeted? No. But he's gonna get that one over there. Of course, Chris, the master of seeing things and killing them. Still collecting a lot more stone. Saying that, how much stone does Chris have? Chris has 310, so he's not... That's really going to stunt his plumed archer production, but he can still always go archery. And saying that, Fedex is going to be able to push from here. This is going to be interesting. He's going to be able to push with Chris's plumed archers, which is something you never want to see. And back from that, he has Aztec monks, which of course gain that extra HP every time you research something, 5 extra. Town center coming back up on that spot for Fedex. He wants that town center. And a bit of extra wall coming up here. Chris trying to wall spam right now, but Fedex, I think a really good push here actually, especially with the monks behind this. Going to be able to give that massive 9+3 range at this stage. So going to be absolutely amazing for pushing in here. Going to stop any kind of walling. Hopefully be able to stop a castle coming up, but we'll see how it goes. Chris really doesn't have a lot to defend right now. Saying that though, he has gone imp. He just about has enough to get another castle up, but he could go for Eagle Warriors right now. So I'm seeing another barracks getting thrown up, and when you see more than 2 barracks, you know where they're going, Eagle Warriors. Castle coming up here in the back to defend the gold, probably a good idea, but Elite Eagle Warriors coming from Chris, which is probably the other option. You can go with mines, like I said, it's just Castle, Plumed Archers victory. Castle, Plumed Archer, Imperial Eagles victory. Castle, Plumed Archers, Siege Ram victory. Castle Ram victory. There's really not a lot of things that you really need to take care of. There's not a lot of transitions in the Mayan calendar, at any rate. Unlike Huns, in Huns there's heaps of transitions and things that you have to be able to do for them, especially in late game if you decide to go Paladin. Which is definitely, that's just a whole nother thing on its own altogether. Garrison it, garrison, 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 Chris, garrison! You can kill some monks! Not gonna get 1, 2, 3, 4. Eagle Warriors coming in, Eagle Warriors of course getting a bonus versus monks. They do have the +1 armor on them. Of course he has lost his smith now, so that's gonna make life a little bit harder. Going to be able to get that elite tech, meaning, well, the unique tech giving them 100 HP, so an extra 4. Castle going to be really, really helpful now, having Jaguar Warriors. This is definitely where Aztecs win in this kind of situation, is if the Mayan player decides to go for mass Eagle Warriors, they can just mass Jaguar Warriors and kind of kill them really easily. Looks like the monks did get 2 converts on these guys. Chris still not having the next armor upgrade because he has no smith to be able to do them at. And, ooh, nearly landing that hit there. That would have been really bad. Still only having... Oh, he's got the +3, so he did manage to get Bracer before it went down, and the +1. That's not too bad. Another castle coming up over here. Going to be able to keep defending. Losing another monk here. And Jaguar Warrior, of course, against Plumed Archers. We know how that goes. Yeah, not quite so good. But Chris definitely losing a lot in this, but Fedex at the moment just so far behind. 116 population for Chris against 81 for Fedex. That's not good, and I would say at this point, this has been definitely a lot more lost for Fedex. He's lost so much gold in those monks that he's invested in. Saying that though, we did get a lot of Plumed Archers out of them, but they're all dead now. And Elite Eagle Warrior again, any smith being rebuilt. No smith rebuilt yet, that's an interesting one. Chris actually is having a problem with gold though, so he's not going to be able to do any research, even if he had a smith up, he probably wouldn't be doing any at this stage. Might be, but I don't think it's worth 150 then into whatnot. Saying that, he does have the market up as well with a lot of wood there, so he could potentially sell some of that off. At the moment, we're seeing pretty much a stalemate between the two players, because nobody has really enough to push. Chris probably could, but he'd be pushing directly into 2 castles, which is not what you want to be doing. So he's going to have to get some trebuchets out before he wants to go in that. Either that or some just siege rams to be able to push in and kind of soak up that damage. Going to be interesting either way we see it. Trebuchets up here, going to give him a massive line of sight to be able to see anything coming. Chris might be able to run in through here and maybe pick one off. Ooh, interesting bit of combat here. Siege ram versus siege ram combat. Of course, the inaccuracy of trebuchets really showcased here. And the rebuilds on the way, and in come the Eagle Warriors right now. A lot of monks there for Fedex, so if he can get a convert with every one of those monks, it's gonna be really bad for Chris. But if that is the case, the micro of Fedex is gonna be off the charts. Saying that, we can turn Fog of War on. Well, off. Ooh, getting a villager though. Getting something, which is nice. Hitting the wall a little bit there, but... Ooh, pushing in here, and... Ooh, was going to go for it. Looks like he's going to move in with the Eagle Warriors. Eagle Warriors, of course, having a little bit of resistance against monks. Or a plus to attack, I can't exactly remember right now. There's Jaguar Warriors getting shot down really quickly. And Plumed Archer's going to push forward right now. I guess that's a good move though, because of course Plumed Archers do have a tough time against Eagle Warriors in mass. So move in with the Plumed Archers, let him convert them, then kill off the monks with the Eagle Warriors. Compared to the alternative, running with the Eagle Warriors, have a bunch of them converted and let them kill off your Plumed Archers. So definitely a good pick, but those monks up to 65 HP now. Eagle Warriors are running around, trying to do the best they can right now. And I think Fedex has really pushed back right now. He's about to lose this castle here. He's trying to produce Jaguar Warriors. But right now, Chris is going to be able to push with these Plumed Archers due to the absence of, well, monks and low HP of monks. And the fact this castle over here is down as well now just makes it hard. No range upgrades in that castle as well, so it's going to make it a bit of an issue. More monasteries up here, but pretty much useless now. Trebuchet vs Trebuchet continuing to go. Chris's economy continuing to flourish right now, being quite nice. Still, oh, we did see Fedex go up to 3. There you go. Anyway, continuing to push out across here, having another smith up, has a +2 attack on those elite Eagle Warriors, and a +2 armor, and Fedex resigning out there because there's not really a lot he could do. Chris was just going to move up with these, take out this, and he has Eagle Warriors, and Plumed Archers was going to kind of storm the economy. Anyway, there we go. That's one from Chris. Definitely well played by him there. Fedex definitely going for something a little interesting, something we don't see a lot of, so it was nice to try and see how it worked out. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one.